Creature Comforts. Now please welcome your host, Ryan Belville.
Thank you. Oh, sweet, sweet Winnipeg. Thank you. Hello, hedonists, and welcome to the Creature Comfort Show. I am your host, Canadian treasure, Ryan Belville. Thank you very much. Thank you. There are many creature comforts, and that is why nature gave us so many holes. Some of you were shocked at the idea of that. I could hear some of you audibly counting. Wait a minute, how many holes do I have? If there was just one creature comfort, we'd have one giant big hole, and we'd just shove everything in there. That's why you kind of have to admire the lamprey. Do you know what the lamprey is? It's just this gross tube, she knows. Just an upsetting tube with like a horrific hole at the end. Some of you are like, it was like my wedding night. Just a horrific, terrifying tube with a horrible hole at the end that just attaches itself and sucks continuously to satisfy its parasitic needs. You know, like a Canadian TV producer on government money. Thank you, CBC, for the money. But we're not like that uni-holed creature. We're human. And we have many, many holes that we enjoy, and many creature comforts. And you might wonder, Ryan, what is your favorite? And the answer might surprise you. Oh, well, I love them all. It's a very slippery slope for me when it comes to creature comforts. I start the morning, I decide to be a little naughty, I have a donut, then a second donut. Next thing I know, I'm waking up from a methed out weekend in Red Deer, Alberta, missing a tooth with a neck tattoo. Damn you, sugar! And you know what I think when I reach for a creature comfort? I think to myself, I hear a little voice that says, you deserve it, right? What did I do to deserve it? Nothing. That's the great part of it. And Canadian winters, I think you can appreciate this, Winnipeg. Canadian winters are the best for indulging in those comforts. Your brain sees cold and you think, I will only survive this if I eat a loaf of bread and some poutine and wash it down with a liter of beer. The best part is you can't even go to the gym when it's minus 30. That's a fact. Too cold to exercise in the prairies in the winter. I grew up in Calgary. There was an urban legend about a man who went outside and hitchhiked without gloves, and his thumb snapped clean off. And I don't believe that's true, but I still am afraid to have sex when it's below minus 20. Some people don't want you to have creature comforts. Am I right? I call those people doctors. Oh. People shouldn't sit for 20 hours a day. Chips and Gatorade shouldn't be your only food source. Why are you drunk at this appointment? Am I gonna go to the proctologist sober? You're gonna have to cut back on your creature comforts, Mr. Belville. Excuse me, and replace them with what? More life? No thank you, Dr. Dummy Pants. I fully embrace this gluttonous lifestyle. We, as Canadians, love to book vacations to places that are basically paradise on earth, but we make sure it's an all-inclusive so we can drink ourselves into oblivion. I want to be somewhere beautiful, but I definitely don't want to remember it. Dude, how was your vacation? Oh, dude, they lost money on me, guaranteed. Bro! You end up spending $2,000 so you can get drunk near snorkeling. And if you stay home, do you have any idea how much rum you can pour into a coconut for $2,000? I know, because I have tried, and it is a lot of rum. But you also have to know when you've had enough. This is the important thing about creature comforts. You have to know when you've had enough, and I'm pretty good at that. When I find myself thinking, whoa, I have had way too much, that's when I know I've had just enough. That's the Goldilocks spot, right there. And then I wake up in their bed, surrounded by 3 bears. 3 hairy men wearing chaps. We're like, what do you say about some brunch, fellas? Let's get some Caesars. Let's mix some vodka with clams. And what do you say we keep this show going and meet our first comedian? Yes. Yes. That was good. That was good. That was very good. This comic is a very private person. At least he seemed that way to me backstage when I accidentally burst in on him while he was changing. Please welcome Niles again.
Guys, creature comforts. It's gonna get weird. I do not consider myself a creature comforts guy. I've always thought I was a very no frills person. I always thought of myself as stoic. Then the lockdown happened. Anyone else think they were stoic before the pandemic? Anyone else an asshole? Lockdown starts up, I'm like, I got this, I'll be fine, right? 4 months in, I'm on the dark web looking for a haircut. Yeah. Oh, I actually had to Google creature comforts because I was like, well, I don't know, what are some ideas? I was very happy to see that recreational drugs made the list. Did a bit of those in the past 2 years. I might still be high right now. I gotta say, I'm not sure everyone understands the meaning of the term recreational drug use. I was reading something online the other day. Authorities are very, very concerned about recreational Viagra use. Yes. I read this and my first thought was, isn't all Viagra use recreational? Like, is there anyone walking around with like a screaming erection? Like, it's for work! Stop staring! I'm actually not like I talk a big game, but I'm not like, I kind of do a bit of weed, right? And I don't drink very much, which like some people get weird about that. My brother is, he drinks, he's a big Scotch drinker. Do we have a lot of Scotch drinkers here? Oh, you're gonna hate this next part. I don't know if I'm projecting, but Scotch drinkers just feel a little pretentious to me, right? You guys are like just like the music nerds of alcohol. Oh my God. It's always like, just, can I get a finger of Scotch, please? Just a finger. It's always a finger of Scotch, right? You can never have a pint of Scotch because it's disgusting. I don't know why we can't say that. Like, we can't just admit that it is fuel oil that was invented in the Middle Ages. We can't just, like, if you have to reset your face every time you take a sip of something, can we just admit that it's not good? Can we just say that? Like, everyone that I've seen take a sip of Scotch always has that look of the guy who's just injured himself playing basketball, but who refuses to admit he just injured himself playing basketball. Just like, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. No, I'm fine. It's ridiculous listening to you guys. It's always like, oh yeah, it's a good finish. It's a good finish. It's always about the finish. Good finish. Good earthy finish. Good earthy, woody finish. All things you would never eat on purpose, by the way. Just, it's ridiculous. Here was something that I noticed in my list of creature comforts. You know what wasn't on the list, what didn't make the list, was sex. Did not make the list of creature comforts, which is weird to me, because I would put sex in like the top 1. But I get it, we get weird around sex, I get it. It's always something like just weird, like, case in point, there's a man in Michigan successfully sued his parents for $30,000 because they threw out his porn collection. I have so many questions. Like, first of all, what was in this porn collection that made it worth any money, never mind 30 grand? Like, what was it, like porn etched on Ming vases? Like, what was it? Was it like radio plays that like, Orson Welles produced in the 30s? But they weren't really having sex, it was just people moaning while he clapped. Like, was that what was happening? And I really wanted to empathize with the family. I did. Like the parents, I get it. Parenting is hard, but look, man, if your kid has a porn collection worth $30,000, you messed up. You messed up. That is just a bad parenting tax. I am so sorry. One thing I've realized in the past couple of years also, creature comfort, I don't know if it counts as a creature comfort, but it's just social sort of companionship, right? Like that's like, oh. Man, at one point, I was just ready to trade Netflix just for a horrible commute on a subway. I'll take it. I'll just take it. Just hating people, yes. A woman in Belgium, true story, recently was banned from a zoo because she had had a 4-year emotional affair with a chimpanzee. That is so crazy pants. So what would happen is she would go into the zoo every week. She would see this chimpanzee. She would blow him kisses and he would blow kisses back, right? And then eventually he just stopped hanging out with the other chimpanzees because he's like, no, I do humans now, right? And so zoo officials were like, well, that's no good, so you gotta go. The woman, not the chimpanzee. But my first thought when I read this story, I was like, wow, that is a damning indictment on the men of Belgium. Right? That is terrible. Like, if I was a Belgian man, I'd be like, guys, I would call a meeting. Be like, dude, guys, they're going to the zoo. We cannot have this. This is terrible branding. We got to up our game. Because I don't care how bad your dating experience has been. You've never been on Tinder swiping left and been like, screw it, I'm going to the zoo. Like, that's never happened. No. You guys have been so great. Thanks so much, everybody. Good night.
She believes what happens in Vegas stays in her act and then gets told to everyone. Please welcome from Sin City, Nevada, the heavenly Christine Von Hagen.
All right. Winnipeg, how are you? Yes. So good to be here. I live in Las Vegas now, which is a ridiculous place to live. And I gamble, and I can tell you what I know about gambling for sure. I'm terrible at it. I don't win, I keep trying. Last week I lost a lot of money, like too much money, like embarrassing, to the point where I just told my husband my money got stolen. Traumatic, because I wanted sympathy without the judgment. But of course he was on to me. He's like, do you know who took your money? I'm like, yes. There's a small Asian man in a bow tie. He just yelled, 21, and he grabbed it. And he had fast hands. And I called for help, and they just brought me a vodka. My God, marijuana is now legal in Nevada, just like here in Canada. Very exciting, yes. I've been smoking a lot of marijuana. Of course, the major problem with the marijuana is you get the munchies, and I'm supposed to be on a diet. So I have a deal going with myself. If I have any marijuana in the house, no snacks. Marijuana, 0 snacks. So now I get high and I get the munchies. And I find myself standing in the kitchen, staring into the cupboard, basically eating ingredients. You know, when there's nothing left, you're just like, I guess I'll have some croutons, some old chocolate chips, wash it down with some vanilla extract. Woo! Is that a snack? No, that's disgusting. Or I'll eat a whole bag of marshmallows, and I'll be like, why do I have marshmallows? But I'm all high and frightened, and I'm like, what is a marshmallow? What is this? I've eaten so many, never asked. What are you? Are you protein? No. Are you delicious? Yes. Last summer, I took a bunch of your friends camping. You're not gonna like this story. That's right, I put them on a stick, then I put them in the fire, then I burnt their skin and ate it. Sorry. And I'll eat anything when I'm high. I've eaten cat food when I'm high. Yeah, I don't even have a cat. Like, how good is this weed? Oh my God, I'm always trying to lose weight. Oh my God. There's so many different ways, right? Like I saw an ad for something called Noom. I don't know what it is. I think it's some sort of diet app. But the ads were like super dramatic. Like the ad was like, I was out of control. I needed help. I was 20 pounds overweight. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. 20 pounds. I will murder you in front of your family to only be 20 pounds overweight. 20 pounds, that's what happens after Thanksgiving, 20 pounds. My foot weighs 20 pounds. At this point, I don't even know if I should bother dieting or just wait till they perfect the full body transplant. Because you know it's coming, right? Science, medicine, out of control. People are losing hands, they get a new hand, it works, face transplant. It's only a matter of time before. And I will treat my new body with respect. Because I'm gonna keep this body for evenings and weekends. Yes. Because I know what this old jalopy can do, you know. It's sort of like a 99 Civic. It still works, but nobody wants it. The only place I'm thin at this point is on Facebook. Is anyone else living this lie? Because Facebook's perfect. You control the pictures on your page. Excellent. Except everyone's trying to pull some shady stuff. Like a friend of mine, her big move is she'll take an old picture of herself where she's younger and thinner and puts it up like it's current. Like we're not gonna notice. So weird. She'll be like, nice day today, post. Today, really. That's why you're standing in front of a Blockbuster Video. Shame on you, Karen. Are there any women named Karen here tonight? Good, let's talk about them. Okay. Because I feel bad for the Karens, because that could have been any creepy white woman name, right? That could have been Lori, Tracy, don't be a Tracy, don't be a Christine. But they went with Karen, and I know a bunch of Karens, and of all the Karens I know, the Karen I'm closest to is a total Karen. Like a ground zero Karen, like they met her and we're going with Karen. We're going with Karen, you specifically. And of course, she's now super pissed off this is her name. She's all like, why does it have to be my name? I don't know, why don't you ask to speak to the manager? Demand justice, Karen! All my friends are insane. I had a bunch of friends come visit me 2 weeks ago. So much fun. I hadn't seen them in like 2 years. But now when we get together as a group, it means one thing and one thing only, constant group photos. Everywhere we go, it's like group photo, get in the picture, group photo. And be honest, when you see a picture of you and your friends, the only person you're really looking at is yourself. You know what those idiots look like. So you kind of scan it, then you're like, all right, how's my hair? What's my arm doing? Screw it, put it up on the socials. I'll call one friend, I'll be like, oh my God, that's such a cute picture of all of us. She'll be like, yeah, my eyes are closed and my tit is out. Do you want me to untag you, or? Because I look really good in that picture. Or you're trying to convince her it is a good picture. You're like, no, it's fine. Nobody likes your eyes, and that's your good tit. Winnipeg, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much.
Technology is getting out of hand. You can have a camera anywhere nowadays. Call me paranoid, but I think someone could be filming this right now. Please welcome the very photogenic and extremely funny Matt Wright.
Hey, Winnipeg, how are you? I'm this guy. Thanks. It's very nice to be here. I am very, very concerned about what technology is doing to my brain. I went on a hike with my friend and his fiance and my girlfriend. It was perfect. You know, you guys go on a hike and people are like, the view's worth it. And it's never worth it. It was worth it. Amazing people, amazing views. I was like, this is incredible. I would not change anything. And then I looked at my Fitbit and it was dead. And I was like, what a goddamn waste. I was at a restaurant and they didn't have menus. What you had to do is you had to scan the QR code and then it popped up onto your phone. So the waitress was explaining this to me and I was like, whoa, the future. You guys remember small talk. And she was like, yeah, I don't know where it's all going. And I was like, same. And she's like, yeah, one day you won't even need your phone. You'll just like have something in your eye and it'll just fly into your brain. I was like, yeah. I don't mean to alarm you, but we have that. It's called reading. Technology is completely out of control, and it's past where it ever needed to be, and I know that because Future Shop is in the past. Like, if you work in tech right now, thank you for all you've done, but seriously, chill out. We don't need the stuff you're doing. We don't need any more new stuff. We can't deal with the stuff we have right now. Make me a phone with a battery that lasts longer than a day and a printer that works for more than a month and hit the beach, baby. You're done. Some people think that social media has a negative effect on mental health, and it does. But not for the reason that people think. Some people, I've heard a lot of people have been like, Instagram's just a highlight reel. It's only showing people the good stuff. You compare it to your life, then you feel bad about it. It's just a highlight reel. It's like, that's not Instagram, that's photos. That's not Instagram's fault. People take pictures during happy moments. That's the most normal thing in the world. That's the way it's been since the beginning of time. Not the beginning of time. There was a brief period in history where photos were invented, but smiling in photos was not invented yet. I don't know if you guys have ever seen pictures from the past where everyone looks like this. Everyone in old photos looks like they're either a ghost or just saw one. It rules. I love it so much. And stuff was hard back then, man. They were having a hard time back then. If you had a good enough day that you had a break to take a picture, you were killing it. You were like, oh my God, what a beautiful day. I'm 33 years old, so I have at least 5 more years before I die of middle age. Only most of my children have leprosy, and I just paid off the $72 mortgage on my home. Quick, take my picture. I saw someone put up on Instagram, they put up a picture of themselves crying, and I'm like, I put this up to be real with you guys, because I didn't want you to think my life was perfect. It's like, I didn't. I assumed you had problems. And sometimes they made your face leak. It happens to all of us. It's so bizarre that you would feel the need to tell me that. It's really, really weird. It's like you wouldn't bring me to your house and be like, oh, come over, I've hung some photos. This is my wedding day, a beautiful day. These are my 2 perfect children. This is a picture of me bleeding from the forehead because I bumped into a cupboard I forgot to close earlier. Just didn't want you to think my life was perfect. The reason that your phone is making you anxious, it's not because the other people's pictures are nicer than yours. It's because you're looking at it all the time and you don't give your brain a chance to run over your little thoughts. It's not that other people look good. That's not the problem. You would have never taken somebody's wedding album to the bathroom with you while you're taking a dump. I put stuff on the internet all the time, willy-nilly. I don't even think about it. I just have a thought, and I'm like, oh, get it out of there. You take it. I was reading a bottle of ketchup the other day. I'm very busy. And if you guys have never read the back of the Heinz ketchup bottle, it's like, you could put this ketchup on anything. Fries? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, nuggets? I was like, yeah. And they're like, wings? I was like, hang on. And they're like, rice? I was like, rice? The person who wrote this ad copy has never used ketchup. So this is what I put up on Instagram. I made an Instagram story, and I said, if you put ketchup on your rice, cut me out of your life. Here's the problem. My 9-year-old niece follows me on Instagram. And she sent me a message. She said, Uncle Matt, I put ketchup on my rice. And then 4 crying emojis. And I miss her. Thank you guys very much. Thanks a lot, Winnipeg. You've been really great. I appreciate it. I've been Matt Wright. Thank you so much.
For your comfort and enjoyment, this comic comes with a fully functional system of setups and punchlines. It's Alan Shane Lewis.
Winnipeg, how you doing? That's good, that's good. Yeah. I don't know what to talk about. Oh yeah. I'm a weed smoker, like smoking weed. Thank you. I'm happy weed's legal. I'm happy. Remember when it wasn't legal? Remember that strange time? You just be like smoking weed with your friends and just someone across the street could just look at you and go, absolutely not, and dial 911. But now it's legal. I love that. I think that's great because I think it's a waste of resources to put people in prison for that type of stuff, right? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I'm also happy weed's legal for like selfish reasons though. I'm happy for people to finally have their own shit. That makes any sense? Because like here's the thing, I'm like a tall black guy, and a lot of times at parties, I can see people like cut through an entire room, come up to me and go, hey man, do you have weed? It's like, yeah, I do, but go to hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna reward this behavior. Get out of here. Bother another black guy. But I'm happy. I like buying my weed at dispensaries. I love dispensaries. I don't like what they're doing and displacing stores, but I love the concept of dispensaries. I love that. Physical buildings where you can purchase weed. And I love them with all my heart, honestly. You know why? Because you can buy weed with a debit card. Do you know how cool that is? You ever buy your drugs with overdraft? Ooh! Ooh! I'm here to tell you, it's the way to go. Makes the weed taste better, right? You know? Just smoking, you're like, what's in here? Struggle? You know? That's what it smells like. I had to take the subway high. Don't take the subway high. Don't do it. Because like subway or like public transportation etiquette, there is like a poetry to which you look at everybody on the train, you know? It's like a, okay, right? My stuff was messed up. I'm like looking at the room like I'm ready to 3D print it. I'm like, just scaring people. They're like looking for the cord. I'm like... Also, like the other public transportation etiquette, like if you make eye contact with somebody, you look away because that's like the human thing to do. Like I forgot all of that stuff. Well, not all of it, like half of it, because like I moved my head, but my eye contact remained, so I was just doing this to people. The hell's going on? This city is going to hell. It got to the point that I got so high that I thought dogs knew I was high. I'm not proud of this. I was on the subway and there's this dog and he's giving me weird energy. I'm like, I don't like this dog's energy. I don't like it. But then I realized the dog is staring at me because he wants a slice of my pizza. By the way, I got pizza in this story. Stuffed crust, because self-care, right? You know? I'm like, get out of here, you mooching ass dog. You didn't pay for my delicious. I'm not giving you a slice of my pizza. Get out of here. But then I realized the dog is not staring at me because he wants a slice. No, this dog is staring at me because he thinks he's better than me. Right, you know? He's like, yo, who eats pizza on the goddamn subway? You have no self-control? Who eats pizza on the goddamn subway? And I responded back quickly in my head with, yo, the Ninja Turtles do. And that felt good, right? Because he said it, I thought it, boom, ping pong, balls in your court, dog, got you, bam. But then the dog's ears perked up. I was like, oh, snap. He heard me. I'm like, what am I gonna do with these new powers? What shenanigans can I get up to? But as I'm like pondering all these thoughts, I realize everybody else on the subway has responded too. And that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, I didn't think that. I just said that out loud. So everybody on the subway saw the one guy eating pizza to himself go, the Ninja Turtles do, to a dog. And that's scary, and everyone's scared, and I understand why they're scared. So I want to calm everyone's fears, you know, and just like bring it down a little bit. I see what's going on. And I do that thing you do when you're high, right? It's just like, the truth will set me free. If I put my heart on my sleeve, it'll fix everything. So I told them everything that happened. I'm like, hey, everybody, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have eaten the whole cookie. This dog's messed up. I'm not gonna hurt anyone. I got like 2 more stops to go home. But the only words that came out of my high cotton mouth were, I'm not gonna hurt anyone. And there's just something about that phrase that has the opposite effect on humans. But the dog got it anyways. Anyways, Winnipeg, thank you guys so much. I'm Al J. Lewis. Have a good night.
They say a glass of red wine a day is good for your heart. And this comic finds it doesn't interact with his other medications, liquor and beer. Please welcome Jared Campbell.
Winnipeg, how you doing? You all right? This is my first time in your city. It's my first time in Winnipeg, but people told me all about it before I got here. They're like, you just gotta check out the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. You gotta see the Manitoba Opera. You have to check out the Winnipeg Art Gallery. And you absolutely have to be sure to carry a knife if you go drinking alone. What's that thing at the end there? Safer inside. I play a lot of video games. I like to play video games, right? I like to play video games online because I like to connect with the people. You know what I mean? There's nothing I enjoy more than putting on my headset, cracking a beer, and telling an 11-year-old boy from Arkansas that his parents don't love each other. You know what I mean? Just, I like to get in a kid's head and just live there for the night. Because in one other part of the world is it even appropriate for an 11-year-old boy to be hanging out with a drunk 33-year-old stranger at 2 in the morning, right? And you guys are like, Thailand, but here, locally, where can you do that? The thing is about playing games now is kids are good. They're good at video games. Because now you can become a professional gamer. That's not something I could dream of doing when I was a kid. I had to go outside and break my arm falling out of a tree or find a weird bag of porn in the forest. I had to grow up, you know? Now you can just stay in that basement and get good, right? But I think that there's a tremendous amount of risk to trying to become a professional gamer and failing, right? It's not like trying to become a professional athlete and failing, right? Worst case, as an athlete, you're in shape. You've learned team building skills. If you blow your knee, you become a racist cop, easy pivot. But you spend 30 years in a bunker, just chugging cream soda and collecting orbs. And you fail. Now you have to come squinting back into the real world. You're malnourished, sexually frustrated. You have social anxiety. Your parents don't respect you. Congrats, you're a stand-up comedian. You did it. I do like to drink. Try to take a break. Took a little break, right? A little while ago, I took about a week off. Me and my buddy, we did it together. Took a week off. And after 7 days, we're out at a patio to have a bite. And this guy's just chugging waters, telling anybody who will listen that he's 1 week sober. And I'm like, buddy, pump the brakes. Telling people you're 1 week sober is like telling someone you're 8 days pregnant. Let it breathe. You're both one shot of vodka away from setting that right back to zero. How do you grow up German? That's why drinking's in my blood, right? I'm German. I was born there. My mother only speaks German to me, right? When we first came over to Canada, I went to school and I was speaking a hybrid of German and English because I was learning them at the same time. So my sentences would just fall apart in the middle, right? So I'd go to a teacher, I'd be like, hey, can I play in the sandbox? Mit mein Feuerwehrauto! What the hell happened in the middle there? They thought I was developmentally delayed for the first 2 years. Then eventually they figured out that I was trying to speak 2 languages. 2 years later, we'd find out that I was doing that, and I was in fact developmentally delayed. All right, guys, I've been Jared Campbell. Thank you so much. God bless.
May your days be long and your spa never run out of towels. Here's Mike Delamont.
Hello. Hello. How are we? You doing well? It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me. It's very nice to be back in Winnipeg. I love this city. You all look really lovely right now. I hurt my shoulder really bad this summer, and ever since I heard it, all people say is the exact same thing. They go, oh, you should get a massage. And I go, no. Like, you should see a massage therapist. I'm like, no, I don't want to get a massage. And they're like, why not? I said, I hate massages, and I do. I hate massages so much, and I realize nobody else feels that way, but I don't like them. All massages are for me is a total stranger just squeezing my body for a whole hour while I try not to fart. And I am sometimes not successful. One time I got a massage and I fell asleep in the middle. That's the dream, right? Oh, so relaxing, you fall asleep. Until, in the middle of that bad boy, I was awoken to the unmistakable sound of a fart. My eyes have never opened fast. It was like, boop! And then I was filled with questions. Was it me? Or, with a sleeping client, did the masseuse see a moment of opportunity? I don't think it was her, though, because masseuses are tricky. They're tricky. They know all the tricks. Because you know when you get a massage and they always make you smell that little piece of fabric? They're always like, oh, yeah, do you get that? Do you get that? That's eucalyptus. You know if they're distracted, you smell the eucalyptus? Like, you don't even know what's happening. You smell, I do smell the eucalyptus. That is earthy. It smells like tacos. And so it happened, my eyes are open, fat, boop, and the room is silent. And then she says, if you'll excuse me for a moment, I'll be right back. And she leaves. That doesn't answer anything. That just fills me with more questions. Why? Why are you leaving? Is it because of what I did? Or do you need to finish something? Like, it answers no questions. None. And so my wife and I, we went to Jamaica for our honeymoon, and it was wonderful, and we got couples massages, and they're all in these cabanas down by the water, which, oh, so good. So you get into the cabana, and the far side of the cabana, there's no wall. It's just open ocean. And it's beautiful. So you hear the waves, you hear the whoosh, and you hear the birds, oh, off in the distance. It's so much nicer than a little iPod in the corner in a basement. So So we get in there, and the two massage therapists are there, and the one says, all right, we're gonna leave, and we're gonna let you get to a level of undress that you find the most comfortable. And what they mean is naked. We're gonna let you get naked, but that is not the level of undress that I find most comfortable. This lady should have come in. I would have been in a full parka if I could have. Like, are you in more clothes? Like, I found it in the lost and found. It's mine now. But I didn't. I got totally naked, and I got under the sheet, so I'm trying to relax, and I'm listening to whoosh, whoosh, you know, trying to just get in the zone. And then she comes back in, both of them come back in, and they start the massage. And the first half of the massage, terrific. They do my neck and my back, and then, without a word of warning, she takes the sheet and just off. Exposing my buttocks to my white, it must have been like a disco ball. The sun hitting that bad boy. I'm surprised she could see after that. Like it should have been like, ah. Like, you know in Indiana Jones when they open the Ark and it's like, ah. Like my bum is so white it could melt a Nazi's face. Like that's what we're dealing with. And then she moves to the bottom half of my body. No, thank you. And she massages my feet, gross. And then moves up my calves, which I didn't care for that at all. And then my thighs. And then she gets to the very bottom of my bottom. And this is where the story should stop. But then she pulled a move that I've never experienced in my life. She did this. Turn that camera on. Get a close-up of this nonsense. She did this move. She got to the bottom of my thighs and then went up and out. She saw parts of my body I've never even seen before. That's not true. That's not. One time I fell when I was a kid, but it was abrupt. I didn't see it coming. My asshole had never seen the light of day. It was like waking up an old man, like, what's happening? What's going on? And the moment she did that, I realized it hadn't been birds at all, because the moment she went, I went, oh! And I've never been back. Listen, you guys are fantastic. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you had a good time. Cheers.
Wow. Well, folks, I hope our Creature Comforts show put you in that warm, fuzzy place where you're completely relaxed, mellowed out, and happy. Now, please, get out. Good night.